Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Tyler Kramer. I'm the Elkhart Auto Guy. Welcome to the first episode of Auto Time. We're going to be talking about lots of different cars, lots of different awesome stuff now. This week, my salute to turbos. Not just turbos, anything turbocharged, supercharged, power, big, muscle cars, little cars, big cars, doesn't matter what it is. If it's anything other than naturally aspirated, it's going to be on here. I'm actually sitting right now in the new 2018 Challenger Hellcat. Ooh, all 707 horsepower sitting right at the tip of my fingers right now. This is a beautiful car. This one all blacked out. It's like a midnight. Oh my goodness, this is a beautiful car. So much power sitting right here. Oh gosh. But this week we're talking about turbos and superchargers. Now, a lot of you may not know, turbos were invented in 1905 on November 6th. Alfred, I hope I'm saying this right, Bucci was the inventor of the turbo. And when he first invented the turbocharger, the technology to actually manufacture it was not there yet. It wasn't until about the 1930s when they started putting it in race cars that it actually finally started to culminate and actually all come together. And it wasn't until 1938 when they actually first put it into a production vehicle. Now this was just on gasoline motors. The turbocharged diesel actually didn't come out until 1952. And when they did that, they actually saw a 40% increase in efficiency in their diesel motors, which is a huge jump, which is why today you really don't see diesel motors without a turbo on them. Otherwise, there'd be no point in having a diesel. But Alfred Bucci was the inventor. We all owe this entire basic car concept scene, power, turbos, everything, to that man right there. Now, this week, we're going to be talking about lots of different cars. Lots of different turbos and superchargers. Now, turbos aren't just for more power. They help with that, obviously, but they can be used to increase fuel efficiency. That's what Alfred's initial creation was for. Small engines can act like bigger engines by putting out more power while still maintaining their fuel efficiency. So on a 4-cylinder engine, you put a small turbo on it, it's going to act like a V6, but you're still getting about a 10% increase in fuel efficiency, which, according to science, that makes no sense because you're forcing more air into this car, which is in turn forcing it to burn more fuel. More fuel burned should equal less gas mileage, but with a turbo, that's not the case. It actually runs better. All right, guys, I'm in here with the 2018 GMC Terrain, all redesigned, brand new model here. So this vehicle has 3 different engine options in it, a 1.5 and a 2.0 gas engine with turbos in both of them, and a 1.6 liter diesel for a little bit more towing capacity there for you. It's actually going to save you gas mileage as well too, as the diesel is the most fuel efficient version of it because it has that turbo installed. Now on a smaller engine like this is where the turbo comes in handy for giving you better gas mileage. These are 4-cylinder motors, but with these turbos, you're seeing about a 10% increase in fuel efficiency. So the turbos in this case aren't used for creating more raw power, but to increase your fuel economy. All right, so here we have an example of a car that has a turbo just for more power. This is a 2002 Subaru WRX Impreza wagon. Now this car here has a turbo in it. It's a 40mm turbo. It's a TDO4 turbo. Now, as you can see down in here, you can't really see it too well. The turbo actually sits down here under the intercooler here. Now, this isn't beefed up or anything. This is actually a stock turbo, but it works really well for this car. It actually helps increase the horsepower. So here we have an example of a turbo. This is just a regular turbo. It actually came out of my 1993 RX-7. And this is just one of them. It's actually a twin turbo setup, but to make it easier to demonstrate, I've actually took one of the turbos off of here for you. So exhaust gases come in here and power this turbine. Exhaust manifold is mounted right to here. Exhaust has to come in, power the turbine itself here. I don't know if let's see how well you can see this. And power this nifty little turbine right there. Now as it compresses that air, it spins the turbine on the inlet side right here. Ooh, this is heavy. Spins this inlet turbine on this side. Now as this inlet turbine works, your air intake is mounted right here to this center part of the turbo, air filter down on the other end. And as this turbine works, it compresses that air down and forces it into your intake here, which is connected to the engine itself. Now what that's doing then is as this exhaust gases spin this turbine faster and faster, obviously more and more compression is built on the turbos on the inlet side of the turbo. So that's giving you more and more air pressure into the engine. So it helps it run more efficiently, more smoothly, works really great at high altitudes, things like airplanes. A lot of airplanes will have turbos built in because it's more efficient the more air you can get inside where the air is thinner. All right, so now we're looking at the outside of this car here. Now this is the Hellcat engine. This car here, 6.2 liters, supercharged V8, 707 horsepower this thing has. Oh my gosh. Here's your supercharger right here. Now it actually goes down underneath here into the intake. Obviously, superchargers function a little different than turbos. Superchargers use forced air induction based off the pulley here. Now this pulley is going to power the intake blades on there, the turbine, which is sucking more air through. Now everybody knows a turbocharger functions a little bit differently than that. Turbo uses exhaust gases to power a turbine on the intake side, which then forces more air through the intake system itself. So there's a little different concept, but they both do the same thing. It's forced air induction, gives you more power. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe right down here. That's going to help me out very much. If you like what you see, please give that thumbs up. Thank you for watching Auto Time. This has been episode 1. Lots more to come. Hopefully we'll be adding lots of special effects and more fun things. Stay tuned. New videos coming every week. Again, thank you for watching.